Can we put this one to bed once and for all, please? Like I told y'all once before, I work nights, and as someone who works nights in the strip club capital of the world, the number one question I always get, and this is a question I literally get from anyone who gets in the car, especially from new drivers, they always ask, so, you pick up a lot of strippers, don't you? And the very next question they ask after that, they be getting crazy, don't they? First of all, yes, it is true. Because I work nights, I would say 60 to 70% of my clientele consists of either dancers, bartenders, bouncers, or some form of security. And normally when dancers get into my car, I usually get two types. The kind that are too tired to say anything to me at all because they've been working all night, or B, the kinds that are talkative. Now the ones that don't talk, that's self-explanatory. That's kind of the beginning and ending of the trip right there. But the kinds that do talk, they break down into two types as well. The kinds that talk are either A, completely sober and just really, really nice, or B, completely drunk and or high and really, really nice. Now the ones that are completely sober, you'd be surprised at the kind of conversations that we have. These girls are very, very intelligent. They're highly business minded. Some of them actually are in school for real. And a lot of times what we talk about is business practices, how to start a business, different tax shelters, accounting strategies. So because just like a rideshare driver, a dancer is also a 1099 worker. So they actually know a lot more than you might think about how to file your taxes. There was actually a lot to learn. Now the second group that are drunk and or high are usually the sweetest people you ever want to meet in your life. Seriously, whenever they get in the car, 9 times out of 10 they either have a story for me or they want to know my story. A lot of times people forget that because these girls are doing a physical activity all night, they're on their feet in 6 to 8 inch heels all night long. Sometimes up to 10 hours a shift. These women are tired, they are exhausted. They usually aren't trying to get freaky, at least not with me. I just don't bring that out of them. And after a long night of being in a sweaty, hot club with literally hundreds of men and women grabbing you, touching you, pulling on you, making weird comments to you, smacking on you all night long, the last thing you want to do is get in a car with another man who's going to hit on you the entire ride home. I'm aware of this, I take heed to that, and I respect it. The main thing that they want to do after a long night, they want to eat. Seriously. Usually because it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, where they want to go is Waffle House or IHOP. And every time I take any one of them to any one of these restaurants, they always want to feed me. They never want to fuck me, they just want to feed me. They are always like, you want something to eat? You sure you don't want something to eat? Oh, and yet another fun fact about me. For a brief stint in my life, I was trying to be a bartender. Before I actually graduated bartending school, I linked up with some people who were actually starting an underground strip club back in Knoxville, Tennessee. So for about 3 or 4 months, I was working as a bartender. It was more so pour shots of either Hennessy or Patron and act as a bouncer. I actually got to see firsthand what some of these ladies have to go through. And that experience carries over when I'm a driver and I pick them up from a club. 9 times out of 10, they're tired, they're sweaty, they're ready to get something to eat and go lay down somewhere. The last thing that they want to do is get freaky with the driver after they've been pretending to want to get freaky for the last 8 or 9 hours. It's kind of in the same vein of porn stars. If you've been having or pretending to have sex for the last 12 hours, when you're on regular time as a civilian, you think the first thing you want to do is have more sex? The majority of them say no. I tell new drivers this all the time. The stripper rides never go the way you think they're gonna go. I guess the moral to the story is, y'all need more empathy. Dancers work a regular job just like you. They work in customer service just like some of you, and just like some of you, they have to pretend they actually care. They have to make the customer feel like they're actually wanted. And just like you who work in customer service, the minute you leave their site, they have completely forgotten about you. Almost kind of like the people who work at customer service at Walmart. See?
Superheroes, they're just like us.
Who wants to die? Ah!